By pushing this lever over, you can raise and lower the feed dogs, and you can use that for free motion quilting. Now while we're here, let's take a look at the knee lift. The knee lift will raise and lower the presser foot. But you know, another thing that makes that so important, let me show you. I'm going to show you that you can pivot so easily. Take a look. We're going to stitch and I'm going to put the needle down and I'm going to go ahead and lift the presser foot with the knee lift and stitch again. Hit the thread trimmers. Take a look at how sharp that corner is. Now also, don't forget that this has a numbered thread guide with a easy access self-threading take-up lever. But first, let's take a look at some of these buttons. Oh, I love this one. That's the thread trimmers. Now, if you watch closely, I'm going to press this button, and what will happen is it will cut the upper thread and the bobbin thread at the same time, and on the back side of the fabric, you end up with less than a ½ an inch of thread. And that will save you time and money in the long run. In addition, we have the memorized needle up-down. Now, that's very important to me. When you press this, that means that every time you stop sewing, the machine will stop with the needle down or in the fabric. That's important. Remember when we pivoted before? That was crucial. Now this is your locking stitch, also called a tie-off stitch. What happens is, when you press that button, after it finishes the pattern, it will lock off. Also, if you press that, you can lock off in the beginning and the end of a stitch pattern. That's wonderful. Now we have our reverse. Everybody knows that one. That's how you do back stitching and lock stitching. Isn't that wonderful? And another wonderful feature about the 6500 Memory Craft Professional is this gift box. This gift box has 13 additional accessory feet for this machine, which includes an even feed walking foot. Oh, I love that. I use that a lot. And a darning foot. This is also used for free motion, stippling, or basting. There's 2 quilting bars, a cloth guide, as well as a lot of other assorted accessories for your sewing pleasure. Now, you know what? I'm going to take the F2 foot, which is an open toe satin stitch board or a craft foot, and show you a combination of decorative stitches. I'm going to come over here and we're going to select the mode button. We're going to select mode number 3. Here's the mode button. I'm going to select mode number 3 and I'm going to select stitch number 23. In order to do that, you go to the keypad and just select 2, 3. Now since I want to combine the stitches, I'm going to put it in memory by using the M key. Now at this point, I could edit this stitch, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go under here and edit this stitch because I want to adjust the stitch width. I think I'm going to make this one 5.0. And I'm going to adjust the stitch length. I'm going to make this one 0.35. Now if I want to make another one just like it and duplicate it, then I would just go back to the M key and hit it again. And I want to add another stitch. So this is when I would use the cursor, move it over to the right, and I could select the next stitch. My next stitch I'm going to select is stitch number 24. And again, I will hit the memory key. But now I want to select stitch number 24 again. I'm going to edit, so I'm going to bring the cursor back to the left underneath the one I want to adjust. And what I'm going to do is flip it. Ooh, isn't that fun? Now we're going to stitch it out. I'm going to move the cursor back to the very beginning, and I'm going to lower the presser foot, and we're going to stitch it. Now come a little bit closer because I want you to hear the magic of this machine. No, not that close. Listen closely. Oh, isn't that quiet? That sounds just wonderful. Oh, and if I wanted to, I could program this machine so that it would lock at the beginning and end of the pattern. But what I'd like to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and hit the locking stitch, finish my pattern. And as I said before, when you hit the scissor button or the thread cutters, then we'll lift the presser foot, and you can see very clearly now that you have less than ½ inch of thread on the back side of the fabric. Oh, and something I wanted to mention to you too. It has angle scales. That's so important when you're going to do something like tumbling block. It has 45, 60, 90. Now you can see if you introduce the fabric at a 45-degree angle, your needle would penetrate the fabric at exactly 1/4 inch from the raw edge. Oh, that's so important when you're doing that type of quilting. Ah, but last but not least, I love this extension table. You know, something that makes this really important is this table supports the fabric or the quilt. As the quilt starts to grow and get heavier, the machine will not tip. You will have the fabric supported. In addition, it has numbered scaling here, which is your ruler, in centimeters and in inches. And it's easily removed or put in place. The best thing about the Janome Memory Craft 6500 Professional are the wonderful projects that you can make with it and how easily the industrial table supports those projects. Let's take a look. Look how easily this fits, and it is supported by the table. I just love that, don't you? Here's another one. You can see how beautifully it was stitched together and with such ease with the Janome Memory Craft 6500 Professional. Remember, life's an adventure, so enjoy the journey with the Janome Memory Craft 6500 Professional.